Hello everyone, welcome back to the driver's room. We're in the Endurance Championship today, and then Season 5, this is Round 7, and we're at Fuji International Speedway short version, and we're in the Group 1s today. So we go on our grid book. On pole we have Smith, in pole starting on the Super Softs, second in the table at the moment, 82 points, 11 points behind Plux. He's got 2 DNFs at the moment, so he can't afford any bad results from here on out. In second place we've got Chris on the Super Softs as well. He's 5th in the championship, 70 points. Bit of a drop in form past couple of races, so he'll be looking to bounce back, starting from second here. In third place we've got Gadget, starting on the Softs. He's 4th in the championship at the moment, 2 points ahead of Chris. His best result was second place in round 2, which was also in the Group 1, so we'll be strong here today. In fourth place we've got Plux the Duck, our championship leader, starting on the Softs. He's on 93 points, has already missed 2 rounds this season, same as Smith, so all results will be counted from here on out. In fifth place we have Knee Jogger, starting on the Softs. Third in the championship at the moment on 80 points, reasonably slow start to the season. He's picked up a second in round 5 and won the last round at Monza. In sixth place we have Richie, starting on the Softs. He's 14th in the championship at the moment, but he's missed 2 rounds. Had a good result, but a good result here should see him safe from relegation. In 7th place we've got myself, DJ Rice, starting on the Softs. 7th in the championship at the moment, 4 8th place finishes and a second at Monza. Did struggle in the Group 1s last time around though. In 8th place we have Kamaru, starting on the Softs. He's 12th in the championship at the moment, 2 6th place finishes, his best result so far. Feel he's still yet to show his true pace this season. In 9th place we have Muller, starting on the Softs. He's 6th in the championship at the moment on 67 points, 3 points behind Chris. Picked up a second place in round 4 and hasn't missed a round yet this season. In 10th place we have Ben on the Softs as well. He's 9th in the championship at the moment on 42 points, 4th in round 4, and he picked up a podium, 3rd place in round 5. And then had connection issues in round 6, so he didn't continue that good run of form, so we'll be looking for a good result here. In 11th place we have Jules on the Soft. He's 11th in the championship on 35 points, 7th in round 2, was his best result so far. That was also in the Group 1s, and he picked up an 8th place in the last round. In 12th place we have Daz, starting on the softs. He's 13th in the championship at the moment on 30 points, 3 points ahead of Richie. He didn't start the last round. In 13th place we have Ronin on the super softs. He's 10th in the championship at the moment on 38 points, but he's not been fully active, as you can see. But he's already managed a 2nd and 3rd place finish this season so far. He's starting at the back today with Senna, who's starting on the softs, 8th in the championship on 43 points. Missed the first 2 rounds, so good results from here. We'll see himself and Ronin more than likely move up the championship table. Both Ronin and Senna at the back of the grid today for first corner infringements at Monza last week, so it should be interesting to see them fight their way through the field. But that's our grid walk today. Fuji International Short, Season 5, Round 7. Here we are then at Fuji International Speedway Short. As we take a look from Smith's point of view on pole, looking back through the grid. As we're underway now, it looks like Chris has got a really good start on the inside, so he's going to get the inside line for the first corner. May well nick first place here, I think he has. Gadget retains 3rd, Pluck's in 4th by the looks of it. Smith hangs it around the outside. Don't want to go near that AstroTurf or the green stuff on the outside of the first corner, very slippery. So it looks like Pluck's is putting Gadget under pressure immediately as well. And Richie in 5th, myself in 6th. Looks like Knees drops a couple of places, probably because of the fast start in Porsches. Kamaru in 8th. Ronin's moved himself up into 7th already, so Ronin making moves on this very first lap. Kamaru down to 9th now. So it looks like Senna's just passing Jules as well for 10th. So Senna making a few places up at the start. Jules in 11th, Ben in 12th, Miller in 13th, and Daz in 14th. So rejoin the leader. Chris, he goes really wide through the next corner, coming up to Panasonic. He's got the inside, but I think Smith's going to have a really good run out of this corner. Yeah, so he takes first place. So Smith regains first place at the end of the first lap. Chris down to 2nd now. And yeah, the hybrid system in this Porsche seems is really not suited to this track, basically, because it tends to run out of battery at the start of right at the start of this straight, and it puts you under pressure from the Toyotas straight away. As we have Gadget nearly having a look into 2nd place. So who's that running wide in the background? I think Ronin's had an incident. So let's take a little look back. I think Richie's got damage there. Jump on board with Ronin down the main straight, and myself in the Porsche up ahead, and say that hybrid system really not suiting this track. So oh, he's really late on the brakes there, just collects Richie, and yeah, gets himself out of the way. It's unfortunate there. So yeah, goes into Richie, drops right back down to 11th, maybe 12th place. Miller has a little look. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Did make up some places on that first lap. So yeah, we'll have a little look. We've got yellow flags. There's been another incident. So I think Gadget's had an incident. He's dropped right out of the rank. Let's have a little look back. So yeah, rejoining with Gadget at the start of lap 2. Still under pressure from Pluck's. Pluck's looking for a way round. So come up to 100R. So into the next hairpin's always a good opportunity for overtaking. But yeah, we'll see what happens. He's in 3rd place at the moment, and oh, he's just lost the back end. So a little bit of a tap from Pluck's on the way through, but I think he was already spun round. So Pluck's is up into 3rd. Myself into 4th, under pressure from knee jogger straight away. And so if he doesn't get through the next series of corners, I think I'll be a sitting duck on the main straight. As you see, look, with the full battery there compared to the Porsche, it's nearly depleted, and yeah, there you go, fully depleted coming up to the main straight. So never not a good situation to be in. So Well, great exit from knee jogger anyway on the main straight. Easily moves himself up into 4th. That's myself down to 5th. Looks like Richie's going to be putting me under pressure as well. He's got Senna very close behind. Looks like Jules and Ben side by side into the first corner. Jules just about, he's late on the brakes, but he's a little bit too late as he runs wide. So Ben moves himself up into 8th. So Jules will be under pressure as well from Muller. Muller's got the inside of Coca-Cola. So yeah, easily gets that done round there. So unfortunately Jules down to 10th place. As we have a look at Senna's, Richie runs a little bit wide at the hairpin. So Senna moving him up. Senna moves himself up in the 6th place. A great start from the back of the grid. It's in the 3rd lap now, and he's up in the 6th on the soft tyre as well. So good position to be in. So there we got Smith in 1st place, just coming through the Panasonic. Onto the final straight, puts the foot down. So got Chris in the pole, so he's going to be under pressure from Plux. We have a look at the difference there. So I just missed the on board of that, but better exit plus a much better hybrid system. As Plux moves himself up in the 2nd, Chris down to 3rd now. So knee jogger closing the gap on Chris as well. So Knee's really Knee's got purple. Got the fastest lap of the race so far, so making moves. Got myself in 5th, just about holding off Senna at the moment. Probably not for long. So it looks like Chris has dropped down to 4th. So has he made a mistake somewhere? His knee was on a bit of a charge, so he's obviously got right up the back of Chris, put him under pressure. And puts himself up into 3rd place. So Chris down to 4th. A couple of places lost in a lap. A little bit unfortunate there. Myself in 5th, still holding Senna at bay. Richie close behind Senna in 7th. That sounds like, yeah, Senna's just gone a little bit wide. Going through nets. Coming up to the last corner now, but he gets his place back. Just retains 6th place off of Richie, but Richie's got the inside. He's going to have a better exit. So these two guys battling for 6th and 7th. Let's have a look on board with Senna. Will he make a move into the 1st corner? Yeah, as a look, Richie's got my slipstream, but I think he's just backed out of it. He's late on the brakes. Hangs it round the outside. He gets a really good drive out, and yeah, it's good driving from Richie there, just retaining his 6th place. And while this action's been going on, it looks like we've missed Plux taking the lead. Let's have a little look back. So yeah, we got Plux in 2nd place. Smith picked up a penalty somewhere. Again, that pulse battery completely depleted. We just jump on board, have a look at Plux, half a battery and charging, got the slipstream, so he's going to make a move into the 1st corner by the looks of it. So he pulls out the slipstream, has a look. He's late on the brakes, but easily meets the apex. Not a lot Smith could have done about that. It's a good move from Plux for the lead. Smith down to 2nd. Near into 3rd, so he's pulled a little bit of a gap to Chris, who's stabilised his pace a little bit. Got myself in 5th, retaining 5th because of Richie and Senna battling for 6th and 7th. Got Jules in 8th, Muller in 9th. Gadget has moved himself back up into 10th after that early crash. Put him to the back of the grid. Ben down in 11th under pressure from Kamaru. Looks like Kamaru made a mistake early on as well. Didn't catch that, but yeah, he's dropped a few places as well. And front and rear damage. So I've just noticed flashing on the thing there. So he must have had a big incident at the start, but pushing on with the damage anyway. Daz in 13th and Ronin in 14th after that crash. Looks like he's pitted and got the damage repaired. So anyway, rejoin the leader Plucks in first place. Looks like Knee Jogger's closing that gap to Smith now. Knee Jogger's on quite a charge. Next time around might just get him on the straight. So it looks like Richie's making a move on myself into the first corner. As he gets out on the Astro T, he's not going to get a good drive off of that, yeah, so back into 6th for now, but again that Porsche is just a sitting duck on the main straight. Senna in 7th, we've got Muller in 8th. Looks like Gadget's moved himself up into 9th. Jules in 10th, Ben still putting him under pressure. So Kamaru's just dropped back a little bit, probably struggling to keep the pace up with that damage. Does in 12th, Ronin 14th. Still only a few seconds separating the top 3 guys at the moment. Let's have a little look on board with Knee Jogger and we'll see this the difference in speed on the main straight is quite substantial, to be fair, but yeah, he's picked up the slipstream, pulls out late. Can he meet the apex? Slows it down. Yeah, he does well there. And he gets the job done. No, he's hit the apex and he's lost it. Oh, after a great move into turn 1. So we just see Chris flashing by there. That's unlucky from Knee Jogger, got himself up in the 2nd place with a good move on Smith, but yeah, just trying to get the power down on the outside of that corner. I see myself running wide in the background there, so that's going to Senna moving himself up into 6th. Looks like Richie got ahead of myself. Looks like Richie's he's putting Knee under pressure. His knee's picked up some rear damage. We'll see how that affects him. Richie moves himself up into 4th. Quietly getting on with the job here today. Richie looking strong in the Group 1s. Just going a little bit wide up ahead, so yeah, it looks like that damage Knee Jogger's picked up might be affecting him quite a bit, because he's under pressure from Senna. We'll see if he dives into the pits. Only 10 minutes into this race is a bit early, but so that's Knee Jogger pitting from 5th place, moving Senna up to 5th, myself to 6th. Gadget's moved himself up to 7th now, so making good progress after that early mistake, dragging Muller along with him now as well. As you see, Knee Jogger just coming out of the pits, just in between Ben and Jules by the looks of it. Has Jules got ahead? Yeah, so he just gets out ahead of Knee Jogger, just gets out ahead of Jules. Fresh tyres on, start putting some good times in again. Looks like Kamari's finally pitted to get that damage repaired. Comes out in 14th place. So here's our leader Plucks. Stretched a bit of a gap to 2nd place Smith now. Chris up into 3rd because of Knee's mistake, so looking strong again. As we've got Richie in 4th, still looking good. So just past the 10-minute mark now. Senna in 5th, myself in 6th. Just coming on to the main straight. We've got Gadget. Oh, he's easily going to get this move done. Probably well before the braking zone by the looks of it, yeah. So it's Gadget up to 6th now, myself into 7th, really struggling with this Porsche on the main straight. Muller in 8th, hasn't been able to keep up the pace that Gadget's been setting, so he's dropped back a little bit, but will be putting myself under pressure soon. As that looks like Knee Jogger making a move on Ben. Ben bit of front damage and obviously worn tyres. Knee Jogger's out on them fresh super softs. Jules in 11th, Daz in 12th, Ronan in 13th, Kamaru in 14th. So I rejoin the leader coming towards the end of lap 11. Count to the 15-minute marks. Some of these top guys will be thinking of pitting as Plux goes through again by the looks of it. And the 1 minute 22.8 last time around for Plux. Smith nearly lost a second as he takes a really late decision to dive into the pits. Scrapes the wall on the way in, so I didn't pick up any damage. So this moves Richie up in a second, he stays out. Chris also staying out. Gadget's staying out, obviously for his, he had a pit earlier, so Gadget's caught right up to Chris now. And Chris in that pulse just losing a lot of time down that main straight as he just shuts the door on Gadget into turn 1. Retains his 4th place, but we've got Smith more importantly rejoining the race in 3rd. Very close to Richie as well, so he's going to want to get past Richie as soon as possible. Richie's still carrying on. Yeah, goes wide into the hairpin. So Smith not losing a lot of time there, so can start putting some quick laps in and take the race to Plux. Richie in 3rd, really straight out front left. Completely gone, so goes wide again. Chris moves himself up in the 3rd. I think Richie be in on this lap. So Gadget out of sync with the pit stops, but got a really good stint in this time around. He's got himself up. Oh, as Richie loses it coming out of that corner, so drops another couple of places. Absolutely horrendous lap this has been. That front left tyre wear combined with the right wheel damage has pretty much rendered that car undrivable for the last few corners. As Richie diving into the pits, this moves Senna up into 6th. Looks like I've made my pit stop, so we'll move myself up into 7th. We'll see. Right, Richie back out in 7th. All sorts of tyre squeal there. Who's that? Ronin's had a moment of turn 1 again. And yeah, drops back down to 11th. Got Daz in 12th, Kamara in 13th, and that green apex strikes again. And a lovely 360 there. And carries on. So he's going to be under pressure from Jules soon, I think. Kamara not having one of his best races, to say the least. He's got Plux in 1st, so is he going to go round again? Yeah, it looks like he's going to complete another lap. See what kind of time. So still in the low 1 minute 23s. Smith will be substantially faster, I'd imagine. He needs to be if he's going to start putting the pressure on Plux. So it looks like Plux may well be on course for a solid 2-stopper. So yeah, over a 2.5 gain on him on that last lap. We've got Chris in 3rd. He's picked up the pace again after the now he's on fresh tyres. Gadget in 4th, ahead of Knee Jogger. So that happened further back on the track somewhere, not too sure. Senna in 6th, Richie in 7th, myself in 8th, Muller in 9th, Ben in 10th, looking like he's going to make a move and move himself up in the 9th at the end of start of lap 14 in turn 1, so it's Ben up into 9th place. Look at this fight for 4th and 5th. Gadget should be slower at this point in the race now, slightly worn tyres. And Knee Jogger on the softer compound. Also has the fastest lap, so he is pretty much the fastest man on track right now. Just got to find a way past Gadget on this. There's a little kiss on the way out of the last corner. Gets the power down the main straight and gets the job done. Up into 4th place for Knee Jogger as is this Gadget diving into the pits. Yeah, Gadget pits from 5th place. This will promote Senna and Richie, I'd imagine. So keep an eye on myself as Gadget's still in. No, he's coming out the pits now, so it's a short pit stop here. Looks like he's come out right in between Senna, who has a bit of a moment. Yes, comes out right in between Senna and Richie. So Richie having a look straight away. Tyres warmed up, back up the speed. Richie looking very quick today as well. A little bit wide through 100R. Not in a position to do anything at this hairpin, so it looks like Gadget will comfortably retain that 6th place. And put in another good stint, and certainly be a good recovery drive. And myself down in 8th. Ben in 9th, Muller in 10th. So just hit the 20-minute mark. And that looks like Pluck's pitting from the lead. So we'll see if I don't think Smith has done enough to get the undercut done, but we'll see. No, he's just see on the graphic, yeah, Pluck's just going into turn 1 there. Oh yeah, Pluck's looking really strong at the moment. On for a 2-stopper. And Smith did go purple last time around with a 1 minute 21.3. He's got some clean air. See what he can do. And Chris in a lot of clean air in 3rd place, as is Knee Jogger in 4th. A Senna in 5th. See if Gadget can put him under pressure on the fresher tyres. I don't think anybody's taken any fuel on yet. So we've got Richie just sticking to the back of Gadget. Myself in 8th, a little bit of a gap in front and behind, and you got Bennett in 9th in a fight with Muller. Ronan in 11th, Kamaru 12th, Jules 13th, Daz 14th. Another quick lap from Smith there. Bit of right rear damage from Muller there as well as he dives into the pits, so I don't know where he's picked that up. Let's promote Ronan back into the top 10. Had a bit of a nightmare today, to say the least. This Muller coming out of the pits as Ronan just about gets ahead. You've got Kamaru in 12th as we've got yellow flags. Who's that by the side of the road? That's Muller by the side of the road. He's just come out the pits and had a spin. So, oh, we missed that. I'll spare him the replay, but drops right to the back of the grid then after that pit stop. So Daz up in the 13th. Jules and Kim move up a place, 12th, 11th, and Ronan retains the 10th place. Kamara and Jules having a bit of a battle for 11th and 12th. So just rejoining at the start of lap 19, got Knee Jogger just coming out of the pits. So it moves Gadget up to 5th, Ayrton Senna up to 4th. So Gadget still hasn't really closed that gap on Senna enough to put him under any sort of pressure. Absolutely no tyre wear at all on Gadget's car. That tyre wear is surely going to start affecting Senna soon, and then Gadget should start getting that slipstream. Knee Jogger out on a super soft is going to be very quick as well behind these two guys. A little bit of dirt kicked up from Senna there as he goes wide in the last set of corners. So that moves Gadget up into 4th knee jogger up in the third, and Gadget's one run wide as well, so like, oh, and he's had a crash and that's engine damage as well. Thankfully right at the last section of the track, but oh, that's an absolute nightmare. So we've got Chris pitting from third as well, as we've got Senna and Richie having a battle for fourth and fifth now. Chris comes back out in third, Nee in fourth, and Richie and Senna fighting for fifth and sixth, as Richie taking a look on the inside of the first corner. Very difficult to keep up with this race at the moment. It's kicking off everywhere. Unexpected crashes left, right and centre. So we've got Ben in seventh, myself down to eighth. So I don't know if I've had a crash somewhere or I don't even know anymore, but yeah, we've got Ben in seventh. It's 1 minute 23, so yeah, very slow lap times for myself, and 1:24s, 23s at the moment, so really struggling today. Ronan in ninth, Gadget out in 10th. Did he manage to pit and not get the engine damage sorted? Looks like what's happened, to be honest, because yeah, he did crash before, as Jules gives him a little bit of a helping hand around that corner. So Jules up into 10th now, picks up a bit of front end damage as Gadget struggles back to the pits again. So after a really good recovery drive from that first incident, he's just lost it in the last couple of corners. Smashed into the walls. We've got Kimaro down to 14th. I think a few places have changed at the back of the grid, which I've missed as well. We've got Senna pitting from 6th, that moves Ben up into 6th place, myself into 7th. No, as Senna comes out of the pits, retains his 7th place, or loses a place to Ben, but stays out ahead of myself. As we've got Ronan having a spin around the first corner again. He's really enjoying it there today. Jules in 10th, Muller in 11th, Gadget pitting again. Hope to get the engine damage fixed this time around. So we've got Daz in 12th, Kamara having a look into the first corner. Daz in that Porsche, a sitting duck down the main straight. So Kamara gets the inside of turn 1 and moves himself up into 12th. Fresh tyres and no damage. We'll see if Kamara can start putting some lap times in now. And as we've got Gadget rejoining the race in 14th place. So he's getting blue flags at the moment, but I can't. Probably better Plux would be probably get a tow off him now. Smith in 2nd place, Knee Jogger in 3rd. Was that Chris just coming out of the pits? So we've got Knee Jogger in 3rd place, ahead of Chris now. Got myself pitting from 8th place. Got Richie in 5th. Ben in 6th. Had a quiet start of this race. Seems to be making good progress now. He's got himself up in the 6th place. Might be coming under a bit of pressure from Senna, who's also looking quick today. Got myself in 8th place, struggling. Ronan in 9th, he's had loads of incidents today. Muller in 10th in a battle with Jules. Kamara in 12th, Daz in 13th. And still got Gadget in 14th. And Plux in 1st. It's 33-minute mark now, so Ronan's made good progress again. Got himself up into 8th, so he just has a little excursion coming out of the last corner. Muller in 9th, Kamaro in 10th, myself down to 11th. Looks like I've just pitted, come out on some fresh super softs. So you can put a bit of pressure on Kamaru, who's got Ronin pitting from 8th. Should promote Miller up into 8th, but keep getting the pit entries wrong. So yeah, just about ahead of Ronin there. And he well, as I don't think that corner has a name at Fuji, correct me if I'm wrong, but as Plux has nominated Smith corner at Maggiore, turn 1 at Fuji, maybe Ronin's corner. As down in 9th, we've got Kimara in 10th, myself in 11th, Daz in 12th, Gadget in 13th, still dragging Plux along in a slipstream by the looks of it. As Plux got through now, yeah, so Plux is well through. No, he isn't, hang on. Getting confused by the graphics. No, he's still getting blue flag, so yeah, still dragging Plux along at the moment. Smith in 2nd and Lee in 3rd. A bit of a gap back from Chris in 4th to Senna in 5th. A bit of a gap back to Richie in 6th. Same again to Ben in 7th. Muller's jumping in the pits now, so it's rolling back up to 8th place. Kamaru and myself might make up a place as well. So there's Muller rejoining in 13th. Jules in 14th. Yeah, still with Plux now as his tyre wear's kicking in. Gadget's pulling that gap back now, so he's lost that slipstream, but still going purple in that first sector. He's coming through the hairpin now, so he runs a little bit wide. Yeah, quite a gap back to Smith. Seems that Plux has really managed to maximise the speed on the racing softs, and yeah, it's managed to carry a lot of speed on the softs and comfortably pull off a 2-stopper by the looks of it. So do another pit stop around the 40-minute mark. See Smith in 2nd, Knee Jogger in 3rd place. Also, so obviously everyone going a bit quicker now with the lighter cars. Chris doing well in the Porsche in 4th place. Senna in 5th, Richie in 6th, Ben in 7th, Ronin in 8th. Looks like I've got ahead of Kamaru somewhere. And myself in 9th, Kamaru 10th, Daz up into 11th. Got Gadget close behind him now. Looks like Plux is going to be closing that gap to Gadget again on the overlap. And Muller in 13th and Jules in 14th. I rejoin the leader at the end of lap 31. Just at the 42-minute mark. I'd say he'd be pitting in at the end of this lap, but yeah, you see 1 minute 22.5 last time around on really worn soft tyres is yeah, quite incredible pace. So you've got Knee Jogger in 2nd, Smith in 3rd after pitting. So Knee Jogger due another pit probably this lap. We shall see. Looks like he's going around again, so he's going to hold on to that 2nd place for a bit longer. He's got Chris diving into the pits from 4th. So Richie just coming around the final corner. So we've got Chris and Knee Jogger in the pits at the moment. It looks like Richie's jumping in the pits as well. So Smith up in the 2nd. Back up in the 2nd. I thought Knee Jogger wasn't pitting at the last lap, but he did. So Knee rejoins the race in 3rd. Chris retains his 4th place, just ahead of Ben. See if Ben, we've got 17 minutes left, see if might not have to pit again, we'll see. He's up in the 5th place now. Senna in 6th, Richie in the pits just coming out in 7th. Ronan in 8th, myself in 9th. Definitely have to pit again by the looks of it, as just about to get overtaken by Gadget. Gadget moving himself up into back up into 9th at the end of this straight, I'd say. Yeah, this Porsche just runs out of legs. Gave him a bit of a squeeze on the inside there. Don't know if I probably didn't have the radar on, I don't know. That's Gadget up into 9th, myself down to 10th. It's got Muller in 11th now, Daz in 12th, having a bit of a battle with Jules, as Jules is about to have a look on the inside of turn 1. I think, yeah, Daz in the Porsche as well, so yeah, completely run out of legs at the end of the straight. And Jules easily gets the job done into turn 1. Daz runs a little bit wide, that's going to be hard to bring back. Yep, has a big moment coming out of turn 1, full 360 and a 270. Yeah, just brings himself back around. So Daz down to the 14th place now, Kim up into 13th. See Jules up into 12th after that move. Just take a look, and just about hanging onto the back of Gadget. We've got Ben pitting from 8th, so there Ben couldn't go to the end, but he's going to be quick. Oh, he's got rear damage as well, so see if he gets that fixed. We'll get fuels. Yep, but it looks like that's Gadget pitting as well, so that's Ronin. Oh, Ronin's in 7th anyway. Ben rejoins the race in 8th after that pit, so he's definitely good to the end of the race now, on the super softs as well, so he'll be quick. Got Muller up into 9th. See if he can make them super softs last to the end. I don't think the fuel will be enough. As it looks like I've just about, I don't know, I've put less fuel in, or needed less fuel in Gadget there, but it looks like I've overtaken Gadget in the pits. And Gadget's pulled right out in front of Plux again by the looks of it. I think we'll be getting out of the way this time, as Plux will be carrying a bit more speed. Jules in 12th, Kamaru's closed the gap to Jules, so goes a little bit wide through Coca-Cola. So yeah, keeps it on track. So yeah, it's Plux in 1st place, just lapping Gadget. And he's opted for the super softs for this last stint as well, so don't think he'll be getting catched now. So we've got Smith in 2nd place. Should be good to the end of the race now. Comfortable 2nd place. Got Knee Jogger in 3rd. Is that Chris close behind? No, it's a lapped car, so that's Daz behind. Knee Jogger in 3rd. Chris quite a bit behind in 4th. Just coming up to Dunlop. There's Senna in 5th. Richie in 6th. Ronan in 7th. Ben in 8th. Muller in 9th, myself in 10th, getting awkwardly out of the way of the leader there while trying to stay ahead of Gadget, but that won't last. Myself in 10th for the time being. Gadget in 11th, Jules in 12th, Kamaru 13th, Daz in 14th. We've just got Plux coming round, catching these back markers. So Muller up ahead, so yeah, it looks like Muller's going to have to pit again from 9th place, so this will promote. It's going really wide through nets. He's sitting duck again on the main straight, I'd imagine. So I've picked up a penalty somewhere as well. As Muller goes round it. Oh, he did pit ahead. So yeah, Muller into the pits from 9th. Myself was up to 9th. Gadget up to 9th, myself down to 10th. Muller's still in the pits, got Jules pitting as well. So Kamara just coming through. Muller just coming out of the pits up ahead in 11th, so Kamara in 12th. Just under, just about to get lapped by Smith by the looks of it. No catching plucks today, I don't think. It's going to need a couple of massive unforced errors for this to go sour from here. Smith in second, getting extremely leery through the hairpin, just struggling with a few of the lap cars at the moment. They got knee in third. I don't think I've ever seen a Drec race with so many cars getting lapped. To be honest, I think the front runners are really on a different level from the others, and there'll be quite a few mistakes today. Fuji's a very, very difficult track to nail. As always, it does punish you pretty bad when you go over the limit. We just run through the grid. So Ronin, not a bad recovery driver. He's had a good few moments today in 7th. He started at the back of the grid along with Senna, who's had a bit more of a quiet run today, but yeah, solid result. If he can retain 5th place, he's not that far behind Chris either, but don't think he'll do well just to keep them tyres going for another 10 minutes, I think. As we've got Richie having a massive moment there. From 6th place, he's lost a place to Ronin. Ben quite a bit further down the track, but yeah, that's a shame because Richie's looked good today. Because he nearly loses the back end again. So still 10 minutes to go. He wants to look after them tyres. He's got Ben on the super soft. Really found some pace in the second half of this race, and he'll be looking to close that gap as much as he can. So Gadget in 9th, myself in 10th. Muller getting the blue flags now as well in 11th. Kamara in 12th, Jules in 13th, Daz in 14th. He's come up to the end of lap 39 now. So it looks like Kamara just run a little bit wide coming out of the last corner, moving Jules up into 12th place. We've still got everyone running today. Been fights all over the throughout the grid today, from front to back. We're just coming into the last 5 minutes of this race now, and yeah, we rejoin the leader. Plucks the duck, 1st place. Been absolutely untouchable today so far. A substantial gap back to 2nd place. He's had done really good first 2 stints on the racing softs, and yeah, it's been pretty. He's had an incident-free race, so absolutely ran away with it today. We've got Plucks just crossing the line, and Smith still yet to get to the final corner. That tyre wear is going to really cost him these last few minutes of the race. Lee Jogger's had a solid race in 3rd place. Might actually be in a position to put Smith under pressure on the last few laps, as yeah, he's closing that gap right up, and obviously you can see him now, so yeah, he's definitely going to fancy 2nd place, I think. Have a quick run through the grid and then we'll come back to that. So we've got Chris in 4th, Senna in 5th, Ronin up into 6th now. Richie in 7th, just starting to struggle with that tyre wear, so Ben might be able to close the gap. Probably not enough time in the race now to do anything. We've got Gadget in 9th, myself in 10th, Muller in 11th, Jules in 12th, Kamaru 13th, and Daz in 14th. Rejoin the fight for 2nd. if he just stays close enough, gets a good exit out of the last corner, I think he'll get this done on I don't think there's a lot Smith can do down that main straight. As you see, he's critical on fuel, Smith, as well, actually. But yeah, look, battery life going on in the main straight, completely depleted compared to 80-90% full. So absolute sitting duck. So he's got the slipstream, got the extra battery power, and yeah, he's more than a car length in front, well before the braking zone. Really, really hindering the Porsche today, that hybrid system. Smith in 4th, Senna in 5th, Rowan in 6th, Richie 7th, Ben in 8th, Gadget 9th, myself in 10th. Looks like Muller's closed that gap to me as well, so maybe on the foot. Where are we now? So we'll probably have another lap after this and that'll be it, but Muller might well nick the final top 10 spot. So we've got Jules in 12th, Kamaru in 13th and Daz in 14th. Just getting some blue flags. So we rejoin the leader now. Coming across the line at the end of lap 43 to start the final lap of the 60-minute race. So yeah, it looks like Nee is comfortably in 2nd place ahead of Smith now. So just joining, excuse me, just joining Chris now for the last few corners. He'll be the first official finisher. End of lap 43, Chris in 4th place. Good result there. Senna in 5th, starting at the back, so that's a good result from Senna, as well as Ronan in 6th. Also not only started from the back, had a fair few incidents and made a very early pit stop with damage, so very good recovery drive from Ronan. Picking up a 6th place. Richie, solid 7th from Richie. Struggled on his with tyre wear at the end. He's got Ben in 8th, solid 8th place from Ben. Gadget's had a very eventful race today, picking up 9th place. Couple of unforced errors and found himself at the back of the grid, fighting through the pack on more than one occasion. Muller's had a bit of a quiet race, picking up the final 10th place spot ahead of myself though. Good job from Muller. Myself in 11th. He's got Plux, the winner, crossing the line in 1st place, well deserved winner. Knee jogger picking up 2nd place as well, solid race, just managing to pick 2nd place up off of Smith towards the end of that race. And yeah, Smith in 3rd in the final podium position. So that was Drec round 7 at Fuji. Very, very eventful race, probably one of the hardest races I've had to commentate so far. Missed quite a bit of action, but got most of it in. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.